The human ships raced away from Altheron. Engines burned bright, pushing them deeper into space. On the screens, the once beautiful planet now looked sick and dark. Covered by black mist, Captain Doran stood on the bridge of the lead ship, gripping the rail so hard his knuckles turned white. His daughter Lena stood beside him, trying not to look afraid. Lieutenant Mara read the reports. "Sir, our fleet is clear of Altheron's gravity, but sensors show the black mist is leaving the planet. It's riding solar winds. It's following us." "How far behind?" Doran asked. "About 20,000 kilometers in closing." Doran's face went pale. "Then we need to jump to light speed. Prepare the hyperdrives." Plan engineers across the fleet scrambled to charge the hyperdrives. Blue lights glowed on control panels. The ship hummed louder. Suddenly alarms blared. A scientist ran into the bridge, panic on her face. "Captain, it's Lenny, your daughter. You need to see this." Doran turned sharply. "What about Lena?" The scientist pointed at Lena's arm. At first, Doran saw nothing, but then, under the skin, faint black lines moved like tiny worms. "Dad," Lena whispered, "I don't feel good." The infection Doran knelt down. "Lena, look at me. When did this start? A few hours ago?" "I thought it was just from being scared, but now I hear a voice. It's whispering inside my head." Mara gasped. "Is it her? The woman?" The scientist scanned Lena with a small device. The screen showed strange dark symbols forming inside Lena's veins. "It's the same nanovirus that killed people on Altheron," she said. "But it's different. It's not spreading like before. It's just staying." Inside her, Lena gripped her head. "She's telling me things. About the curse. About how it started. The chilling message." "What is she saying?" Doran asked softly. "That she didn't want this? She was made by people from another star, as a weapon. They forced her to carry the curse. It's alive, Dad. It thinks. It learns. And now, it's inside me." Doran pulled her close. "We'll get it out. We'll find someone who can cure you." But Lena shook her head. "I don't think it wants to hurt me. It's hiding from something worse." "Worse?" Mara said. "What could be worse?" "Than a curse that kills entire worlds." The terrifying pursuit. Just then, the ship shook violently. Everyone grabbed the rails. "Status," Doran shouted. "Double quotes, sir. Something huge just passed under us," the pilot yelled. "It's made of the black mist. Bigger than 10 ships." On the screen, they saw it, a massive shadow moving through space. Red eyes opened across its dark surface. All looking at them, the voice inside Lena spoke through her lips, a cold echo. "It knows you ran. It will not let you escape." The desperate jump Doran made his decision. "All ships, jump now. Don't wait for full charge. Go." The fleet's engines glowed brighter. Stars stretched into long lines. One by one, the ships vanished into hyperspace, leaving the black beast roaring behind. Inside the ship, Lena fell to the floor, shaking. The black lines on her skin pulsed. "Dad," she whispered, "it's still with me. The curse didn't stay on Altheron. It's inside me. And it's changing." A frightening discovery hours later, when they were far from Altheron. The scientists examined Lena again. "This is impossible," the chief scientist said. "Her body isn't dying. At a tinta, fighting the virus." Turning white, Doran frowned. White. Yes. Almost like they're rewriting themselves. Like her DNA is learning how to survive the curse. Lena opened her eyes. They glowed faintly, not red like the woman's, but a soft blue-white. "She says we can't run forever," Lena whispered. "The curse will find us again, but maybe we can change. Maybe we can be the first ones to survive it." The hook for next part. Doran looked at his daughter with both fear and hope. "Then we'll keep moving," he said. "We'll find out what this curse really is. And if it can be beaten." In the darkness of space, far behind them, something moved among the stars, huge, silent, and watching. Its many red eyes blinked. It had found them once. It would find them again, and humanity would have to be ready. Done. If you'd like, I can now write part 4, The Secret of the Curse, where they learn the horrifying truth about how the curse was made. Want me to continue? Just say, Captain Doran's fleet traveled through deep space for many days. Far from Altheron, they found a quiet place among dark asteroids. The ships rested there, engines off, trying to hide Dot inside the main ship. Scientists worked day and night. They studied Lena's blood, scanning the strange white symbols that now moved under her skin. Doran watched them, arms crossed. His face was tired, but his eyes were sharp. Lena sat nearby, wrapped in a blanket, shivering. The shocking discovery at last. Dr. Salek, the chief scientist, stood up from her station. Her hands trembled. Captain, I think we found something. The curse is not just a disease. It's a message. A living code hidden inside the virus. Doran frowned. A message? From who? Salek brought up a 3D image. Strange alien letters floated in the air, twisting slowly. It's ancient, thousands of years old, maybe more. Embedded in the virus like a warning, or a set of instructions. Lena hugged herself. I can hear it in my dreams. It's voices telling me to remember, to awaken something that was buried. Digging deeper, Doran leaned closer. Can you translate it? Salek nodded slowly. Part of it. The code speaks of the Star Founders, a race that created life across galaxies. They designed the curse as a weapon to destroy worlds. That failed them. Failed them how? Mara asked, stepping forward. Salek swallowed. It says, civilizations that grew too cruel, that harmed each other too much. The Founders believed such worlds were better wiped clean, so new life could start again. So we were judged. By some ancient race long gone, Doran whispered. Maybe. Or maybe the curse just kept going on its own, like a machine that forgot why it was built. Lena's terrifying change. Suddenly Lena gasped. She fell to the floor, clutching her head. White light shone from her eyes. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That it's happening. Again. The voice is louder now. Doran rushed to her. What? Stay with me, Lena. Please. Her body lifted into the air. Symbols crawled all over her skin, glowing bright white. Then her mouth opened, and a voice that was not hers spoke. Your kind stands on the edge. The pattern is clear. Violence, greed, war. The Founders judged you long ago, but their tools are broken. The curse is out of control. Doran shouted at the scientist. Shut it down, help her. But Lena slowly floated. Back to the floor. Her eyes returned to normal. She looked at her father, tears running down her face. It's not done with us, she whispered. But there's more. I saw where it came from. Star system burned and dead. That's where they first made the curse. A dangerous Plandoran stood up. His voice was calm but firm. Then that's where we go. We'll find the source. If we understand how it was created, maybe we can end it. Mara looked shocked. Sir, that could be suicide. That system might be full of this curse. Doran nodded, or it might hold the key to stopping it. I won't let humanity spend forever running. We're going to face it. He turned to Lena. Can you show us the way? She closed her eyes. Yes. The voices are calling me there. They want us to see it, maybe even stop it, if we're strong enough. The fleet prepares ours later. The ship's powered up again. The dark asteroids. Crews strapped in. Pilots plotted a course based on Lena's visions. The fleet moved out, leaving their hiding place behind. In the medical bay, Dr. Salek watched Lena rest. She whispered to a nurse, her body is changing faster. She may be the only one who can survive full contact with this thing. The final warning as the ships flew through space, Lena woke up with a sharp cry. Dad. It's talking to me again, louder now. Doran knelt by her side. What does it say? Her eyes glowed white. The voice returned, echoing from everywhere at once. You come to the cradle of death. Many before you tried. All failed. Leave. Now, or join the countless bones of those who thought themselves strong. Then Lena collapsed, breathing hard. The hook for next part, Captain Doran, held her close. His heart raced, but his mind was set. Tell your curse we're coming anyway. He whispered, and we're going to finish this. Outside the windows, stars shifted as the ships jumped into hyperspace. Far ahead, a dead star system waited for them. Broken planets, burned skies, silent ruins, and somewhere there, the terrible truth behind the curse waiting to be found. The fleet arrived at the edge of the dead star system. Captain Doran stood on the bridge, staring at the giant red sun ahead. It looked sick, its light weak and cold. Around it drifted broken planets, cracked, hollow, lifeless. No green, no blue. Water. Just dust and sharp rocks floating in silence. Lena stood beside him, her skin glowing faintly with the white symbols. Her eyes were distant. "This is where it was born," she whispered. "The curse was made here, a long time ago." Entering the graveyard, the ships carefully moved between shattered asteroids. Strange black structures floated in space ruins. Of towers and rings built by some ancient race, Mara watched the scanners. "I don't like this, Captain. There's no power, no heat, no signs of life. But something is giving off faint signals deep inside that debris." "Could be what we're looking for," Doran said. He ordered the fleet to hold position. Small team prepared to take a shuttle down to one of the ruined planets. Lena insisted on going with them. Landing on the dead world, the shuttle landed. On gray dust, the air was thin and poisonous, so they wore sealed suits. Black towers rose all around them, covered in cracks and strange alien writing. Statues lay broken on the ground, figures with long arms and sharp crowns. "Who were they?" Mara whispered. "The Star Founders," Lena answered, almost in a trance. "They built the curse here as their final weapon. When they fell, it lived on without them." The horrifying truth: inside a giant temple, the team found huge walls covered in carvings. Lena ran her fingers across them. Her eyes glowed, reading the symbols. "They were dying," she said. "Their sun was failing. They wanted to spread to other worlds, but feared new races would destroy what they left behind. So they made the curse to wipe out any who grew. Too powerful." Doran touched one of the carvings. It showed thousands of planets covered by black vines, with people lying dead. "They thought it was mercy," Lena said softly. "A clean slate, so life could start again, weaker and more humble." The living machine deeper in the temple, they found a chamber with a giant machine. It pulsed with faint black light. Cables ran across the floor like veins. Dr. Salix scanned. "It, Captain, this is it. The origin of the curse. Still alive, barely. Feeding on the star's last energy." Suddenly, the machine lit up. A cold voice filled the chamber. "New life detected. Testing begins." Black mist poured out of vents, swirling around them. Alarms in their suits screamed. "Back to the shuttle," Doran ordered, but Lena stood. Still, her eyes were white-hot. "Lena's stand, it's talking to me," she said. "It wants to judge us. To decide if humanity should live or be wiped out like the rest." Black tendrils rose toward her. But instead of attacking, they wrapped around her gently. Her white symbols glowed brighter, pushing back the darkness. Lena screamed, her body shaking. Visions flooded her mind, billions of lives lost on other worlds, all crushed by this machine. Doran grabbed her shoulders. "Fight it, Lena. You're stronger than they were. You're human." Her glow grew until it was painful to look at. The black mist hissed and pulled away. A terrible promise, the voice from the machine spoke again, now slower, almost thoughtful. "You resist. You adapt. Your kind may yet survive. But the test is not over." The black mist retreated into the walls. The machine dimmed. Lena collapsed into her father's arms. "It's not finished, Dad. It will keep watching. Us. It will keep testing. Until it's sure humanity deserves to live." The hook for next part back on the ship. As they left the dead planet, Doran looked at Lena sleeping. Mara stood by him. "Do you think we passed its test?" Doran shook his head. "No, we've only begun. That machine, it's like a god deciding who deserves to exist. And now it's focused on us." Outside the window, the dead star system faded behind them. But deep in the darkness, strange shapes moved, watching, waiting. Humanity had been marked. And the real trial was still to come. Done. If you'd like, I can now write part 6. Humanity's Last Hope, where they prepare for the final challenge, uncover a risky plan to end the curse forever, and face their greatest fear. Captain Doran's fleet drifted in the empty space between stars. Their engines were silent, running low on fuel. Crews worked quietly, repairing systems damaged by the curse's black mist. Inside the main ship, Lena lay on a medical bed. White symbols still glowed under her skin. She was awake, but weak. Her eyes followed her father as he paced. "Dad," she said softly, "I saw something while the machine tested me. A place far beyond any map. Forge. It was where they made the first curse, and maybe where we can destroy it." The hidden coordinates DR. Salak pulled up a scan of Lena's brain. Strange light patterns moved like a living star map. "It's locked inside her mind," Salak said. "Coordinates the star founders left behind, it's maybe for someone like her to follow one day." Doran stared at the map. "Then that's where we'll go. Even if it's the last thing we do," Mara stepped up. "Sir, the crew is scared. We've already lost half our ships. Supplies are low. If we jump again, we may not have enough to come back." Doran looked at Lena. "Then we won't come back. We finish this, or we die trying." A risky departure, the fleet powered up. Engines burned with the last of their fuel. The stars blurred as they jumped. For long hours they flew through dark space. No planets. No suns. Just cold nothingness. Finally, they dropped out of hyperspace and found themselves staring at a giant black sphere floating in the void. It was covered in sharp spines, with glowing red cracks that looked like bleeding wounds. "That's it," Lena whispered. "The Forge of Endings." The Forge Awakens. The fleet stayed at a safe distance. A shuttle took Doran, Lena, Mara, and a small team closer. As they approached, giant doors opened by themselves. A faint whisper echoed in their minds. At last, a final choice. Inside, the forge was alive with dark machinery. Rivers of liquid metal flowed through glass tubes. Massive hammers rose and fell, shaping something unseen suddenly. Platforms rose from the floor, lifting Lena high into the air. White light burst from her body, fighting against the red glow of the forge. "The final test begins." Lena's voice changed. It was deeper, layered with many voices. "This place is the heart of the curse. It has judged countless races. If I fail, humanity dies with me." Doran shouted. "Then don't fail. You're stronger than any of them." But shadows gathered around Lena, forming ghostly figures, millions of faces from dead worlds, all crying out. They clawed at her, pulling her toward the darkness. "Lena's courage," she screamed, her light nearly swallowed. Doran ran to her, grabbing her hand. "Don't let them take you. We're here with you. Humanity is with you." Slowly, Lena's glow turned from white to brilliant gold. The ghosts hissed and burned away. The forge shook, giant cracks spreading across its walls. "Your kind has something the others did not," the many voices said through Lena. "Hope, even at the edge of doom." The machine stopped. Silence filled the forge. A dangerous off-ray pillar rose from the center. On it lay a tiny sphere, pulsing with black and gold light. Salak scanned it. "It's a seed, the original curse rewritten." Lena changed it. "It no longer wants to destroy. It wants to heal. But there's a cost," Lena said weakly. "If we take it, it will spread across all of humanity. It will change us forever. Make us part of it. New branch of life, half human, half something else." Mara looked horrified. "Or we stay as we are and risk the curse returning one day to finish us." Doran clenched his fists. "Either way, we choose our fate. No old gods deciding for us." "The hook for next part?" He looked at Lena. "What do you want to do?" Lena reached out and took the seed. It sank into her palm, vanishing. A warm, golden glow spread through her veins. "We survive," she said, "together, and we build something better than any race before us." The forge began to collapse. The team ran for their shuttle. Behind them, the heart of the curse crumbled into dust, its dark purpose finally broken. But as they flew away, deep in the shadows of the void, unseen eyes still watch, tangent, waiting, wondering what humanity would become next. Done. If you'd like, I can now write Part 7, A New Humanity, where the changes spread. People struggle with what they've become, and the galaxy reacts to the birth of something entirely new. The colony on planet Altheron had always been peaceful. Humans came there to build a new home, far from wars and hunger. The sky was soft purple, the grass a shining blue. Children played in the fields, and workers built tall towers. Doran, the colony leader, often stood on a hill, smiling at his people. But one morning, things changed. Strange black birds fell from the sky, dead before they touched the ground. The rivers turned dark. The bluegrass slowly turned gray and dry. No one understood why. The scientists tested the water and air, but found nothing. Doran told his people not to worry. Maybe it's just a new planet sickness. We'll fix it, he said. Then she came. A bright flash of light appeared in the sky. It grew bigger and bigger, until it crashed into the forest with a loud boom. Trees shook. Birds screamed and flew away. Smoke rose high into the air. Captain Doran and a team of soldiers rushed to the place. They found a strange ship, half buried in the ground. It was smooth silver and glowing with blue lines. The door of the ship opened slowly. Out stepped a woman. She looked human, but her skin was pale like the moon. Her long hair floated around her head as if underwater. Her eyes were red, shining bright. Wherever she walked, plants under her feet withered and died. The soldiers raised their guns. Doran raised a hand. Wait, don't shoot. The woman looked at Doran with sad eyes. You shouldn't have come here, she said, in a voice that sounded both near and far, like an echo. Doran tried to stay calm. Who are you? What are you doing? On our planet, I am cursed, she whispered. My body carries death. I begged them not to make me, but they did. And now I can't stop it. Doran frowned. What do you mean? Who made you? But the woman didn't answer. She stepped forward. The ground under her feet cracked, and black mist started to rise. One of the soldiers screamed. He dropped his gun and fell to the ground, choking. Skin turned dark, veins black like ink. Within seconds, he was dead. Fall back, Doran shouted. But it was too late. The black mist spread quickly, moving like a living thing, touched plants, and they died instantly. It touched another soldier, and he collapsed, eyes wide with terror. The woman covered her face with her hands. I told you to leave. I didn't want to hurt anyone. But the curse, it hungers. Doran pulled out his communicator. And all units, we have an unknown threat. Evacuate this area immediately. Repeat. Get everyone out.
Ow.
His men grabbed the dying soldier and tried to drag him away. It reached toward them like claws. Doran turned back to the woman. Stop this. You have to stop. Tears ran down her pale cheeks. I can't. It's inside me. It will spread until there is nothing left. Then we'll find a cure, Doran said.
Ow.
Just let us help you. She shook her head. You can't cure this. This was made to end worlds. Doran felt his heart freeze. End ... worlds? The woman nodded slowly. I was part of Project Nemesis. It created me to cleanse planets, to make them empty for new owners. I escaped. I wanted to find a place to hide, so I wouldn't kill anymore. But the curse found you. Now it will grow. It always does. Doran took a step back. The soldiers looked terrified. Some were already coughing, black spots on their skin. The woman turned away. Leave. Save who you can. I'll try to run from you, but I don't think it will matter. She floated into the air, her hair swirling like dark smoke. Then she shot. Off into the sky, leaving a trail of black behind. Doran fell to his knees. Around him, the once beautiful grass was dead and gray. The air smelled like burned metal. He felt a small hand on his shoulder. It was Lena, his daughter, who had followed him against orders. "Dad," she whispered. "I'm scared." Doran pulled her close. "So am I." He looked up at the sky where the woman had disappeared. A dark cloud was growing there, twisting and moving like it was alive. He knew then that this was only the beginning. The colony on Altheron was no longer peaceful. In just 2 days, half of the farms died, rivers turned black. Sky, once purple, was now covered by dark, swirling clouds. Captain Doran stood on the command deck of the main colony ship, staring at the screens. They showed images of people, coughing, covered in black marks. Some lay still on the ground. "Status?" he asked in a tight voice. Lieutenant Mara shook her head. "The black mist is moving faster, sir. It's already reached the eastern settlements. We've lost contact." With 3 outposts, Doran clenched his fists, and the woman. Scanners last picked her up moving north. "But sir, wherever she goes, the land dies." Doran looked at a picture on the wall, his daughter Lena, playing in the bluegrass just last week. Now that same field was gray and rotten. He slammed his fist on the console. "Enough. Prepare the defense batteries. If she comes near the city, we fire everything we have." Mara hesitated. "Sir, if we attack her, what if it makes things worse?" Doran's eyes burned. "If we do nothing, we're already dead. Ready the weapons?" The alarms blared through the colony. Massive energy cannons rose from hidden silos. Small ships flew into the sky, their engines leaving bright blue trails. Then they saw her. She floated above the forest, her pale hair drifting around her. Her red eyes glowed like burning coals. Black mist poured from her hands and spread across the treetops. "Target locked," Mara whispered. Doran gave the order. "Fire." A bright beam of white energy shot from the main cannon. Smaller ships launched missiles. The sky lit up with explosions. But when the smoke cleared, the woman still hovered there, unharmed. The energy beams passed through her body like she was made of fog. She looked at the ships and then at the city. Her sad face slowly changed. It became hard, cold. "Captain." Mara's voice shook. "She's looking at us." The woman raised her hands. The air around her twisted. Then a huge wave of black mist erupted, racing toward the city like a storm. "The desperate defense shields up," Doran shouted. Blue energy domes formed over the colony buildings. The black mist crashed into them, spreading across the shields like oil on glass. On the screens, the scientists looked terrified. "Sir, the shields are holding, but they're draining power fast. Divert everything to shields." Doran ordered, but it was no use. The black mist pushed harder. The blue light of the shields flickered. Then, with a loud crack, they broke. Black tendrils snaked through the streets. People screamed and ran. The mist touched them, and they fell there. Skin darkening, humanity's fear. Doran watched helplessly. The woman landed in the middle of the city square. Her feet touched the ground, and flowers nearby crumbled into dust. He opened a broadcast channel. His face appeared on every screen in the colony. "This is Captain Doran. All citizens evacuate. Immediately get to the ships. We will leave Altheron. We'll not let this curse wipe out every last one of us." Lena grabbed his arm. "Dad, where will we go?" "Somewhere safe," he lied. But deep inside, he wondered if anywhere was safe now. The mystery deepens hours later. The main colony ships lifted off, carrying thousands of survivors. They flew into the sky, engines roaring. Below them, the woman stood alone, her eyes following them. Suddenly, her red eyes changed. They turned bright blue. Her face twisted in pain. She fell to her knees, clutching her head. A strange voice echoed from her mouth, not her own. "You cannot stop it. You can only run. The curse is older than me, older than your species." "Tss," she screamed, a sound so sharp the ship speakers crackled. A new wave of black mist exploded from her body, spreading across the entire valley. The pilots pushed the ships faster. They left Altheron's atmosphere. Engines burning hot. The chilling Endon, the command center of the ship. Doran watched the planet shrinking behind them. Its blue fields were now covered by gray and black scars. He closed his eyes. Is this how it ends? Running from something we don't understand? Mara placed a hand on his shoulder. Sir, we're getting strange readings. The black mist is moving into space. What? She pointed to the screen. It's following us on solar winds. It's chasing us. Doran felt his throat tighten. Then we keep moving. We'll find a way to stop it. Humanity does not give up. He looked at Lena, who held his hand tightly. She was the reason he would keep fighting. Somewhere deep in space, he promised himself, they would find an answer. The fleet drifted away from the shattered forge. Explosions tore through the giant black sphere, sending waves of dust into the void. Inside the ships, crews watched in silence. They knew something important had changed, but none of them understood. How deeply? The first signs, Lena sat in the medical bay. Her skin still glowed with faint golden patterns, like gentle vines under her skin. She smiled weakly at her father. It's spreading, Dad. Through me. To everyone on these ships, Dr. Salick showed scans. Her blood has transformed. It's rewriting her cells. It's harmless so far, but it's not stopping. Tiny particles are moving through the air systems. Everyone is breathing them in. Doran nodded, his face hard. We knew there would be a price. Changes among the crew over the next days. The fleet traveled back toward human space. Small things started to happen. A pilot named Wren noticed he no longer needed glasses. His eyes had healed. Mechanic found an old burn scar on her arm was completely gone. But there were stranger things. 2-to-1 young engineer could hear faint thoughts from people nearby. Another began sensing electrical currents inside walls, fixing problems without tools. Fear spread quickly. Some crew locked themselves in their rooms, whispering that they were becoming monsters. Lena's message, Captain. Doran gathered them all by video link. Lena stood beside him, glowing gold. This is the next step, she told them. The seed was meant to destroy us, but we changed it. Now it's helping us grow, stronger, kinder, more connected. A pilot shouted, but are we still human? Lena took a deep breath. We're still who we are. It's just more. This doesn't have to be a curse. It can be our greatest gift if we choose to make it that. Returning home weeks later, the fleet entered the edge of human territory. Planetary sensors picked up their signals. Soon, thousands of ships came to meet them. On every channel, messages poured in. Why have you returned? What happened to the curse? Why do your people glow? Doran stood before the cameras. We ended the curse at its source. But in doing so, we changed. We carry a new legacy, now one that could save us from sickness and war, or doom us if we turn on each other. Axi-reaxum, worlds welcomed them, hopeful for cures. 2 old diseases. Others armed their fleets, terrified of the changes. Small riots broke out on distant colonies. People argued if these returning crews were still human or something else entirely. In the shadows, secret councils formed, plotting to stop the spread. They whispered that Doran's fleet had brought a hidden threat back to Earth. Lena's fear. One night, Lena woke up crying. Doran rushed to her side. I dreamed of other worlds again, she whispered. Not dead ones this time. Worlds watching us, waiting to see what we do with this new gift. If we fail, they'll come to finish what the curse started. Doran held her close. Then we won't fail. We'll prove we deserve to survive. The hook for the final part in the observation deck, Lena stood looking at the stars. Tiny golden sparks drifted off her skin, disappearing into space. Mara came up beside her. So what happens now? Lena's eyes glowed softly. Now, we see what humanity becomes. The old curse is dead. But if we turn on each other, we'll create a new one ourselves. She pointed to the stars. And out there something is watching. If we fall back into war and greed, they won't give us another chance. Behind them, Earth grew large, and the windows blue and bright. It's waiting to meet its changed children. The fleet entered Earth's orbit. Below them, blue oceans and green continents shone in the sunlight. It looked peaceful but tension-filled. The radio waves. Messages from Earth's leaders were cold and sharp. You carry something unknown. You may be a threat to all of humanity. You are ordered to stay in orbit until we decide your fate. humanity turns on itself. Inside the fleet, people were restless. Some wanted to land, to see their families. Others were afraid of being shot down on Earth. News channels spread fear. Images of crew members glowing with golden light filled every screen. People called them infected, aliens, or monsters. Protests grew. Armies prepared. Weapons in case the fleet refused to wait. Lena's heartbreak. Lena watched it all from the main ship's window. Tears ran down her face, glowing faintly gold. "They don't understand," she whispered. "We did this to save them. To save everyone." Captain Doran put a hand on her shoulder. "Give them time. Humans fear what they don't know. But they can also learn. You taught me that." The Watchers arrived suddenly. Alarms blared across every ship. Strange readings lit up the screens. Dozens of giant ships appeared out of dark space. They weren't human. They were sleek, black, covered in symbols that seemed to move on their own. Mara gasped. The Watchers Lena dreamed about. They're real. A deep voice echoed inside everyone's minds at once. Humanity has been touched by the Forge. You carry power that ended countless races before you. This is your final test. Will you unite and grow, or turn on each other and fall? Earth's fear explodes on Earth. Leaders panicked. Missiles were launched into orbit, aiming not at the alien Watchers, but at Doran's fleet. They'd rather destroy us than risk becoming like us. Mara said in shock. Lena's eyes filled with light. "No, I won't let this be our end." She reached out with her mind. Gold light poured from her, spreading ship to ship, even down to Earth. Lena's final choice, across Earth. People who carried the tiniest trace of the new seed felt something awaken. Their sicknesses faded. Old pains vanished. Even their minds became calmer, clearer. They saw visions, memories of Lena's journey. Her struggles, her pain, her hope. Missile operators lowered their hands. Generals stood down. Protesters dropped their signs and simply wept, feeling something beautiful growing inside them. Humanity's unity, the Watchers in their dark ships waited. Slowly, the armies on Earth powered down their weapons. Fleets in orbit moved aside. Captain Doran squeezed Lena's hand. "You did it. You showed them who we are." The deep voice of the Watchers returned, softer now. "Your kind is chosen. Mercy over fear, growth over ruin, we will watch no longer. The future is yours alone. Live well, or perish by your own hands." The alien ships vanished like mist. A new beginning on Earth. Golden light began to spread city by city, curing old wounds inside and out. Not just sicknesses, but hate and anger seemed to fade. People helped each other without being told. Humanity was becoming something new. Still human, but linked by a gentle bond. It's understanding each other in ways never possible before. The legacy lives on years later. Lena stood with her father on a green hill overlooking a bright new city. Children with faint golden eyes played. In the fields, Doran smiled. "We went to the stars, looking for answers. We found something that almost killed us. But we turned it into hope." Lena nodded. Now, humanity carries that hope, a promise to do better. Above them, new ships flew toward other stars, not to conquer, but to explore, to learn, and maybe one day to help others the way Lena helped humanity. The final lines for your YouTube close in the end. It wasn't the curse that defined them, it was the choice to rise above fear and build a future brighter than any star.